Morning everyone, it is a Sunday. We finished our 45-minute run. 14 days till the marathon. There's a lot I want to do today. I'm gonna write them down and get my brain screwed on. Some of the things I need to do: sell and consign clothes. That's just like an ongoing process. I feel like some people are probably like, you have a million clothes. It's like, nah, just kind of this thing in New York. You have no space for your clothes, and so whenever you get like one new item, you have to like purge, which is good because then you're like not taking in too much, whatever. I need to get a new credit card, or basically just like transfer this old bank in Minnesota, whatever my dad passed. We've been having to do a lot of like weird like financial stuff. New credit card, COVID booster, flu shot. I'm gonna do that after the marathon because I don't want that to fuck me up. I need to get a new book for this video, which I think I know which one I'm gonna get, but besides the point. Laundry, upload this past YouTube video. I need to get like new pillows, new sheets, stuff like that. Continuing the no headphone running. I did that again today. Honestly, it went really well. So probably won't have headphones for the marathon, but let's get on with our day and I will talk to you later. It's Monday. We went to the farmer's market. I'm feeling sick. I did not really film at all on Saturday or on Sunday. As you can tell, my days are off. Let's get back to my apartment and then we'll talk. It's a Monday. Yesterday I felt really run down, so I ended up not filming anything. Sort of just laid low, sat in bed, but it came around to dinner time and I didn't have like any food. I literally ate oatmeal and a protein bar. And like that's fine, like I was like honoring my hunger or whatever, but I feel really like sick and gross today. And not because I'm like shaming my food choices, but I'm more like, why don't I eat a lot of vegetables? So I went to the farmer's market because I need to diversify what I'm eating in order to feel my best. I'm very excited to eat food. Food has been kind of weird with me during this time. Just like I've been eating because I've been marathon training and I know I have to eat, but it's just kind of weird with grief, like the food stuff, but I won't get into depth on that. However, we got some kabocha squash, we got some kale, we got some eggs, and I'm very excited to cook right now. I feel like I have new things in my rotation, so I'm gonna make some toast with eggs and pickled red onions and stuff like that, and then I'll go to physical therapy. I bought the new book for this video, and I will talk to you about it once we finish all of this up. And I'm drinking my AG1, of course. In honor of me feeling under the weather, I'm gonna eat my second garlic clove. Cheers to that. It really helps though. A lot though. Hi everyone, it's a Monday. It's like an hour later from me making breakfast. Sometimes you just need to chew on garlic cloves and eat breakfast, and sometimes I get a little angel on my shoulder of like my mom or my dad, and one phrase that my dad used to always say is don't cross that bridge till you get to it, and I feel like I'm living in the future right now with like the marathon and just anxiety about like how things are gonna get better. And it's like, just take it day by day. So I'm walking to physical therapy. I also just have this voice on my shoulder of my mom who's like, bitch, just get over it and like push through and like do it. So that's a kind, helpful voice that I actually really appreciate. So let's go to PT, everyone. I'm at PT. Mike's not here yet, but I'm here. And my feet hurt, but I think one thing we're gonna do today is you get on a treadmill and practice running downhill because there's 3 bridges in the marathon and I hate hills, so we're gonna do that. Good morning everyone. We are going to head on our Tuesday run, easy run today. Yesterday was a rest day, so I'm feeling nice and refreshed. I had physical therapy and then I went and I got cryotherapy because I had a little free voucher thing. Shout out Katie from Lime Social Club. I was on a panel with her and that was like one of the little things that was in the goodie bag, so that was very nice. Sitting in that cold chamber for like the 3 minutes didn't even feel that painful. I was just kind of like, keep it going, girl. Like, it's fine. She was like, you can get out. And I was like, oh, okay. I work through logistics of events for the upcoming month. There's going to be about like 3 or 4 runs that I think I'm hosting in November, which is very exciting. That I've been journaling and thinking a lot about is like reaching new mountains, we shall say. I think you've like hit a peak somewhere, there's probably a new mountain that you can go and climb. And I was talking to my physical therapist about that like cheesy quote of like, if your dreams don't scare you, you're not doing enough. For me, this is the beginning of like my running journey, like this marathon at least. I have been running recreationally for like 5 years, right? I never thought that I would be a runner. I still some days and most days don't feel like a runner. The whole thing about like exclusivity and like pacing and shit in the running community. In high school, and I had my eating disorder during my junior year. It was like right when I was gonna go to NYU the next year for volleyball. Like I just committed. My parents were so happy with me, and then at the same time they were like, how do you have this eating disorder? Like what the fuck? Like you gotta fix that before you go to New York City, basically. Which was tough love that I really needed from my mom mostly. I'd say that was a huge mountain that I had to climb to get to New York, to be healthy, to figure out all my vitals and get my period back and shit. Developing that relationship with movement was not like a linear path. Like I relapsed in college with eating disorder shit. I hated volleyball by the end of my volleyball career, which I like quit my junior year. And then there was a new mountain. It was like, okay, what are we gonna do with movement? Like what are we gonna do with that? Obviously there's like personal mountains along the way, like feeling like a loser for never having dated at all. There's a lot of like medical stuff that's happened in my family prior to my dad's death that was always like chaotic and stressful and like provided me a lot of health anxiety and worry. And then when I graduated college during the pandemic, I was like, how the fuck do I get a job? And now like I get to do this for a living, which is so crazy to see. And so there's definitely hurdles with every part of your life. Like I remember there were a lot of hurdles with getting started on social media. I thought it was really risky. I was like, how the fuck am I going to pay my rent every single month from like in TikTok, Instagram? That doesn't make sense to me, right? The podcast, there are a lot of hurdles to getting off the ground. Like starting my run club, there were hurdles to getting off the ground. Marathon training, there were hurdles to getting off the ground. Like I was injured when I first started training. And I think right now, I was talking to my sister about this, like this is a shitty time, right? But it's just another mountain in life that you gotta climb somehow. And I think challenges hit us at certain points when we need them. Not when we need them, we think we need them. Like all of us would like that relief and safety, but I don't think we would get something you can't handle. New mountains, new peaks. We're 12 days out from the marathon. I've been stepping back and being really proud of myself. Like all of those little mountains that I climbed before, really soaking up and appreciating that I made it through those moments, because during the moments I remember not thinking I would make it through. Like I did not think I was going to make it through my eating disorder. I did not think I was ever going to get my period back. I did not think I was going to find a job. I did not think I would be able to pay my rent. I thought I would have to move back home to like Minnesota with my parents. A lot of mountains you've accomplished. There's a lot of mountains in front of you. And I think I want to keep my goals ambitious. And I feel like this next year, as my physical therapist said when he was massaging my calves yesterday, he was like, this marathon is going to be a cleanse for you. And then like 2024 will be like your year to like really step into like all of that you've accomplished and really just be able to enjoy that. So yeah, you know, and I'm not someone of like New Year's resolutions. I don't think I have to like wait till January 1st to like really kick into my life, but it's exciting to know that there's opportunity always. The universe is abundant. There's always shit out there. So let's go run, let's go vibe, and I'll talk to you later. Just was crying. Morning, everyone. I wish that I could hug 17-year-old Kate and just show her where we are now. All I used to worry about was food and calories in my body and restricting that and trying to fit into some body standard. And now I'm running a marathon, and that seems like such shit in the past, that those used to be my worries, and now I have these new mountains that are in front of me, and it's 12 days away. Today I'll have time to start reading the book Signs so I can get into this video, but that's that. We have some shakeout events and runs all throughout November that I'm very excited to post about, I think like this day or tomorrow maybe. And my run went good today. I kind of realized like my feet have been hurting, and I'm like, damn, have I been tying my shoes too tight? Let me know if you've done that, because I'm starting to feel like a fucking idiot. But anyways, let's get ready and get on with the Tuesday. We are making a cake. It's a Tuesday night and I'm feeling bored and lonely, so we're gonna bake this cake that I got from Recess. They did a collaboration with the Caker, and it's a strawberry rose cake. I'm not good at baking, so it's nice to have a little mix and some directions, so let's make it. Here's how we are getting ready for bed. We are taking a gummy. I guess I can show it on YouTube. I feel like YouTube doesn't flag my stuff. Rose Delights. These are great. Taking my magnesium, and then I'm also taking some GABA. Just trying everything for sleep because it's really important for recovery. I'm baking my cake right now, and then I'm kind of planning what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday. It's gonna be my last speed workout. So there's so miles, some stuff at race pace, some stuff at half marathon pace. which is exciting. So I'm just laying out my clothes so I don't have to think about that tomorrow. I heard about tapering that some people struggle with it because it's the last few weeks of the marathon and you feel like you're not doing enough and you're like really hungry and you're confused because you're not moving as much. I've learned so much about recovery and rest and I'm not even questioning it. Like I'm eating the same, if not more, because I know that my body's like been under so much stress for these past 15 weeks and it just deserves a break before the race. So I'm not doing any fucking different stuff with food. I'm not doing anything different in terms of like how I'm thinking about my body or food or whatever. Do some skincare, sit in bed, read this book called Signs. I started reading it earlier today because I've been thinking about like what signs are showing me my dad. My dad's speaking to me through signs in the universe. And once again, that might sound like some hippie bullshit, but if you've been through a loss, I feel like we look for meaning in everything. Make yourself more open to spiritual experiences. At least I have in this process. I've never been like a spiritual person. I was raised like atheist by my parents. Both of them were raised Catholic, but they didn't raise us religious at all. But the book is all about like finding symbols and signs in the universe to like speak to loved ones basically, and it's written by a psychic medium. And so I was walking around all day today, like reading, typing emails, working and shit, and I'm like, what are the signs of my dad? And I'm getting to the part of the book when it kind of gives you the framework or the blueprint on how to find signs, because I think I've been like going crazy. Like I need more direction on that because I'll just interpret anything as a sign. I'll like look at a light and I'll be like, oh my god, that's my dad. And then I'll look at like a piece of trash in the ground and I'm like, wait, is my dad talking to me? Like, remember when he took out the trash and did that? Like, I'm all over the place, so I'm gonna read the book and hopefully get to a point where I can actually use it as like a tool. I'm gonna eat the cake once it gets out of the oven, a little carb load before the speed workout tomorrow. It's a Wednesday, we have our last speed workout of the marathon. I know, crazy, right? I'm drinking Joggy. They just released a new energy drink. They reformulated it with the help of their community, which I'm a part of. So this is my first time drinking it. I normally drink coffee, but this has caffeine in it, so I figured I should just do this. And then I took 3 of these like weed pills from 1906 that I've been trying. So it's about like, I think I took like 6 to 8 milligrams of THC, but it also had CBD in it. And I notice whenever I take something that is like a 1-to-1 ratio and it has CBD, I don't get as high, so I have to take like more THC. I don't know, personal preference, but let's go work out. It's like 50. I'm gonna try to wear shorts because I know on race day I'm gonna wanna wear shorts and I just need to buck it up. Yesterday I wore like a sweatshirt and leggings when it was 50 and I'm like, bitch, we gotta get ready for the race. So shorts it is. Let's get it done and I will talk to you after. Hi YouTube, welcome back. We're gonna talk about the book for this video, which is called Signs. This book is very, very spiritual. It's very hippie. It's written by a psychic medium and it's talking about how we can connect with others that are on the other side. That's like the phrase and the terminology used in the book. So instead about people as dying or passing, thinking about them crossing over to the other side. So whenever the author talks about examples of people connecting with their loved ones, she references the stories of like what kind of happened and paints a picture. And she references that all of them had their time to cross over to the other side, which is really interesting. Now, this book has been making my head spin. I've been starting to think about ways I can connect with my dad and what my sign is gonna be. And the book has a practice in it or like an exercise of how to sort of determine what that sign is and like how to call it into action. Kind of racking my brain, but in a positive way to realize that like he's still here and I can connect with him. Family's coming out next week. I haven't seen them obviously since my dad passed. So I'm excited for them to come into the city and they haven't been in New York, I would say, for probably a year or so. I don't know the last time they visited me, but yeah, actually I do know the last time they visited me. My dad visited me when I went to the hospital for what they thought was appendicitis and I was just dehydrated. He came and like flew in at 1 a.m. and like slept on my floor. I'll remember that forever. But yeah, I'm over halfway through the book. I'm just trying to find what my sign is. Once I find it and if I have any sort of connection, maybe I'll come back to this video and be like, guys, it happened. I talked to my dad, but right now I have no signs from Big Cheese, so TBD on that. Okay, hi, we're coming to you fresh off a cry, but I wanted to share that I came up with my sign. So I was just talking about, I think earlier in the video, I'm writing the book Signs, which is the subject of this video, and it encourages you to think about a sign that you want to share with a loved one that has gone to the other side. And I've been racking my brain because the sign can't just be something like, oh, I saw an airplane and I thought of my dad. Just be something that's really every day. I can't be like, oh, a banana or like an airplane. It has to be very unique so then when you see it, you know. So this is just to say that I have my sign. I will let you know if I see it. I probably won't let you know what it is. The book said you can share the sign, but I feel like that's kind of different with me having like social media, and like people would just like put the sign out there, you know, for me to see and think that it's working. So maybe I'll share the sign with my family and stuff, and if they see it. I'm gonna go on my night walk, which has been nice because I can just cry and no one sees it. So we're gonna do that. Tomorrow's Thursday, I think. I don't know. We're like under 2 weeks out from the marathon. Wild. Okay, we're gonna go on a walk. Still on the hunt for this sign from my dad. Last night I was on a walk and I just needed to sit down for a little bit before I like made it back to my apartment. Like wanting to be anywhere at all has kind of been challenging for me. Like I don't want to be in my apartment. I don't want to be in my childhood home. Like I don't want to be anywhere, if that makes sense. I don't know. Probably everything I'm saying doesn't make sense unless you've been through it, I'm gonna guess. Because if I said that to myself and I hadn't lost my dad, I would be like, what are you talking about? But besides the point. I started sitting down on a random stoop somewhere and I was crying and it was dark so no one could really see me, and there was this blonde woman, this shorter woman that like walked by me. Then she turned around and came back and sat right next to me. And I was kind of like, I don't want to say no, and I was just crying and I didn't want to like apologize. I didn't know what to say. Like she just sat there and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, and she's like, don't apologize, and just kind of smiled. And then I just blurted out like, oh, my dad just died, and she was like giving me this weird sort of like reassurance. I don't know, it felt like a guardian angel, which is like cornball to say, but she sat down and she told me to get a journal and to write to my dad. And I did that last night because I think a lot of memories with my dad, I don't want to lose them. And I think just having that communication with him will be really nice. So, Lauren, wherever you are, who sat down next to me, thank you for your kindness. I feel like that redirected me in a way that I needed. And it felt like some sort of offering from the universe. I texted my older sister a photo and I said, I'm becoming Blue Man Group. My skin is looking really bad and I feel like this will help. I feel like an elephant or like a donkey. I don't know, my nose looks so weird right now with the mask on. What's going on? The feminine urge to walk a bridge. I'm going to the Beacon's Closet in Greenpoint because I sold a bunch of clothes and I forgot to pick them up. And yeah, I'm just in the midst of life and figuring things out and trying to talk to my dad. It's a Thursday at 1 p.m. What is up, everyone? Happy Friday. Happy Halloween weekend for anyone who cares. I think we're like 10 days out from the marathon. Maybe 11? No, 10. I never know what day it is, but that's crazy. It's next weekend. Snoopy shirt. Brands are really on the Snoopy wave right now. This is from Redone, and then American Eagle also reached out to me with some Snoopy stuff, so cheers. They're fueling my addiction to Snoopy. Yesterday was a really good day for me towards the end of it. I decided to go out to a magazine party that a few of my friends run, and I had so much social anxiety. I ran into probably like 30 people I know, and so many people came up to me and gave me hugs and like said I'd been thinking of you, which was so nice. But walking to the place, I had so much social anxiety, and I feel like I'm at a point in my adulthood where like as an influencer, I have to go to events alone, so I don't get much anxiety at events, which is something that's newer to me. I just kind of turn on a certain mode of like who I am, and I'm like, okay, I'm at the event, I'm myself, like it doesn't matter. But walking through like the Lower East Side to go to this event, I was like, oh my God. I was like, is everyone looking at me? Like, what's going on? No one is looking at you, like ever. I was talking to one of my friends as we were walking home at 1 a.m. and just how this process has really allowed me to change what I think about the world, to change what I think about how the world works. I never thought that I would be the person that doesn't have their dad. I never thought that would be my identity. I think my sister, as an example, has like a lot of milestones that are like that vision that I think people have. I think a lot of the times we get the vision of like going to college, gonna meet someone, gonna move in, gonna get a dog, gonna get married, gonna have kids. And I think that my dad passing has just disrupted how I see everything. Obviously, I'm not at the point with like marriage and kids and shit, but like my sister very much is in that stage. And so it's just, it shakes you up. But I also think it's a time that you can use it for whatever you want. Like, you almost have any excuse to show up and change anything about yourself and view the world differently. Like, this is a transformative event, and not like you ever need to justify to other people of like, let's say tomorrow I wanted to become a karate teacher, or I wanted to like move to Romania. I would never have to justify that. But, you know, my dad just died is a pretty good rationale to like really force yourself to sit with the things that you choose to do with your time. And I've been thinking, I'm like, how do I want to spend my time? Like, do I want to spend it with these people? Do I want to spend it doing these activities? You really can change at any point in your life, regardless if you've gone through something like this. Like, if you are watching this video, you can make a fundamental change in your life whenever you want. And I think some people get worried, like, what are other people going to think about me? Or like, what is the world going to think about me? For me, when I quit playing college volleyball, I was so concerned with what everyone would think about me. Then you go through those things, you realize that we think about ourselves more than anything else. No one cared. No one cared at all. My parents, who cared about me and my mental health, were like, you're calling us crying every single night. We do not care if you quit the team. We want you to quit the team. We want you to be happy. So if you're at a point with like a bad job, a bad relationship, and you feel like you have to always justify your decisions, you don't. Like, you are you. You are empowered to live the life that you want to live. Make these decisions and choices and changes whenever you want. So I think that's pretty cool. It's pretty powerful. A shift that I've done in the past, I think, day or so. But it's Friday. It's Halloween. I don't really know what I'm doing with the Snoopy costume yet. One, I don't think it can fit in anywhere. Two, I was talking to friends yesterday. I was like, oh, I should go to like a little kid's school or like a parade. And they're like, no, you're probably going to get like mistaken as like being really sketchy around kids. Fuck, there's a dog parade I could go to. Knowing myself, I'll just use it as like a costume for content for the next year. But it's Friday. Somehow I magically slept in. Thank God. So we're going to go on our run now. It's noon right now. Tomorrow my long run is 9 miles. I'm so happy. It's 9 miles. Like, oh my God. Last weekend I had 16, which still kind of didn't feel like 20, just felt so crazy, crazy, crazy. Also the mouth tape. Going well. The first night, I forgot to put it on. The second night, I put it on. I felt like I woke up with a new jaw. Third night, yesterday, I ripped it off in the middle of my sleep and I found it on the floor, crumpled up in a ball. So I'll keep you updated on mouth 4, but I think I like it. I think I will like it if I don't rip it off again. But let's go run. Happy Friday. Hey everyone, it's a Saturday. I'm going to the farmer's market right now. Usually I would be doing my long run, but this weekend I only have 9 miles. Out last night and I also went out Thursday. So I'm a little exhausted and I kind of thought like, should I be going out the week before the marathon? But I don't drink, so like it doesn't really impact recovery. Obviously I'm sleep deprived, but I have that social need that needs to be met. And I like saw all my friends and stuff, so I feel a lot better going into the marathon knowing that I got to see my friends and stuff. So that's just personal preference. I've never had a going out era, and I think I talked about that in the last vlog. But let's go to the farmer's market, see what looks good, and I will come back and then we'll run this afternoon. It's like 70 degrees in October. Love that for my running, hate that for climate change. Bye. It's a Saturday and it's our last long run and we're running a marathon next weekend. We're running the New York City Marathon next weekend. Certainly been a lot of training, a lot of labor, a lot of love, crying, laughing, all of that. You know, like the Gwyneth Paltrow meme where it's like, I cried, I laughed, I took a shot. I don't know what that clip is from. Long training journey, but it also feels like I signed up for this like yesterday and I'm like, whoa, I'm running a marathon. I am so excited. Next week is going to be the most chaotic week of my life. My family's coming into town. I'm going to be working with Athletic Greens the whole weekend. I'm going to be staying in a hotel with them, which I am so incredibly just like jaw dropped, like so blessed, like cannot believe that like my family's coming. They're going to stay in a hotel. I'll be with them. More on that to come. I'm still finishing up the book Signs. I'll talk about it probably later today. It's a Saturday. I went out last night, whatever. And I have 9 miles. Last 3 are going to be at attempted race pace, so that should be fun. But I'm just excited to fly. I'm just excited to go out there. Time to fly, Hoka girly. The first Saturday in a while that it's sunny, so that's positive. And that's promising for next weekend's weather. So lucky I had running when I've been going through all of this. I'm so lucky that I had my support system, my friends, my family, my run coach, my physical therapist, Hoka, like all the brands I work with have been so gracious during this process, and I just feel like this is going to be the accumulation of so much that I've worked for, so much that I've worked for internally. Like this year I think has been huge for me in terms of personal growth, in growing into the type of woman I want to be one day, and I'm really excited to cross that finish line. And I'm very thankful for you guys. I'm very thankful for the people that believe in me. I'm very thankful for the people that don't believe in me. Both are necessary and both really keep me focused on my goals. I think I've said it before, but I think this is just the beginning of the start of everything for me. I lost a lot this year, but I think that's an opportunity for rebirth, or at least that's what I'm telling myself, is that something is going to come out of this. Headphones, we're not wearing headphones the marathon. No, I couldn't even hear people when I ran a half marathon, and it wasn't like the New York City Marathon is huge, right? One of the biggest marathons. So anticipating that I wouldn't even be able to hear shit in my headphones. So let's do it. I'm running in my race shoes today, the actual pair, to break them in a little bit. And I think I'm gonna wear this on race day, but I'll keep that a secret. Actually, no, I'll probably show you guys later, but it's besides the point. Let's go run. Hello everyone, it's a Sunday, just had a 3-mile run. Gonna end the video here. I feel like I've blabbed throughout this video about the marathon and about the book and about looking for signs. So that's more of the same. I just stopped by good old Wegmans to get some Epsom salt. So I'm gonna edit this video, and then the next video for this series is gonna be me actually doing the marathon. I might read a book. I have this small book called Running. I think it's a little bit like a workbook thing. I'm not really sure, but it's pretty thin, so I feel like I could read it this week, but who knows? Things might get ahead of me and I may not want to read at all this week, but I also could see myself wanting some sort of like spiritual, guidance. But my family will come in this week. We have the Hoka Shakeout run. I'll be staying at a hotel for the marathon, which is crazy with athletic greens, as I maybe mentioned, or maybe I mentioned on TikTok. I always forget where I say things, like which platforms. So that's gonna conclude this video. Thank you so much for watching. It has been so fun, and I'm gonna have so much fun looking back on this series when I'm like 30 or something. That's that. We're gonna rest up today, hang with Snoopy, and I will talk to you next week. I'll talk to you once I run the marathon. Bye guys.